Service business's biggest struggle is actually making sure leads show up. And in today's video, I'm going to go through the basics to make sure that you are getting a return on your advertising investment. Hey, it's Tom Jacobs. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button when you want to see more videos like this that are going to help you get your sales a lot better, especially from great locations like this in Green Island, Taiwan. Let's dive right into the topic. So look, it's super frustrating when you're spending so much money on advertising and it just doesn't pay off because those leads are not showing up at your service-based business. And it could be a fitness center, it could be a medical doctor's dentist's office, it could be chiropractors, whatever the service is, or even plumbers and electricians. Well, if those leads aren't showing up, well, then you don't have that opportunity to make a sale and help somebody solve their problem. I'm going to share with you 3 very simple tactics to make sure that those leads are showing up for their appointments. Well, besides going to their house, pulling them out of bed, and making sure that they come to your place of business. First of all, you need a system to make sure that you are keeping track of where those leads are in the process. Personally, I use a product called Pipedrive, and it's absolutely great for keeping track of where people are in that pipeline and creating some automation to make it a lot easier to communicate with them, know what activities that you have to do, all of the information that you need to make sure that you are getting that prospect to actually show up for their appointment. Because that, of course, is the very first step. The second, to make sure that that appointment actually shows up, is to have a confirmation email, text, and maybe a phone call that goes out right after you've set up the appointment. Of course, if you're setting that appointment up by phone, then you don't need to make that phone call as well. But make sure that you are sending an email confirmation immediately, along with a text to go out and say, you know, these are all the information that you need to make it to the appointment. This should be all automated for you. And personally, I use a product called Calendly, and there's also a product called Acuity Scheduling that's going to make it a lot easier for you to make sure that you are getting those people scheduled and then automating the process to remind them of the appointment. Part of that automation of the emails and the text messages that go out, there needs to be a very simple way for them to add that appointment to their calendar. Now, this might seem like something pretty basic, but you think about when somebody sends you an email and says, hey, we have an appointment on Friday at 5 o'clock, they're gonna have to go to their calendar system or Google or whatever they're using and put 5 o'clock Friday, we have an appointment. Kind of a pain in the butt to do that. You got to make this super, super easy for people because ultimately they're kind of lazy, right? I mean, we're all kind of busy and we forget and things like that. All of these calendar systems pretty much have a little button that you click and it adds it directly to your calendar. So make sure that you are making it super easy for people to add the appointment to their calendar. And this can all be automated very easily with some different products. I'm going to put some links down below. Some are affiliate links, some are not, just to help you out to make sure that you are getting that the tools necessary to make this all very easy for you. Let me ask you a very simple question. Are you using an automated scheduling system in your business? If you are, just put a comment below what you're using and what you like, what you don't like about it. I'm always curious what other people are using. The third tactic to actually make sure that those leads show up for their appointments is when you are sending out reminders, make sure that you remind people in a variety of ways. That you are sending an email, you are sending a text message, you are sending a phone call. Well, not really sending a phone call, but you're making a phone call to them. Even going on social media, Messenger, friending them, LinkedIn, making sure that they have all of the information that they need to be able to show up for that appointment. Now, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, this is just overkill to make sure that somebody shows up for an appointment. But it's that important to grow your business to make sure that people are actually showing up. Now, I did have one instance, and we talked about this in a different video, where you don't want to make changes and policy changes in your business based on one person's opinion. I received a phone call at my fitness business once. This is hilarious. We had been following up with this lady. She had made an appointment. We sent an email, we sent a text, we sent several emails actually, and then a phone call. And she ultimately said, you know what, you're really following up too much. And I think that you're really desperate for my business and I don't want to come in. I'm like, well, I'm desperate to help you because that's what you reached out for. So one person's opinion is not going to make that much of a difference, right? So make sure that you are keeping a policy in place that is going to create a result that you want. And the result is making sure those leads are showing up for their appointments because you paid so much for advertising. make sure you do that. If you found this video helpful and the location absolutely beautiful, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and make sure that you are subscribing to the channel as well. Now, I've put together some other videos, and those videos are going to be right here for you so that you can check out what else is going on YouTube that I've put out so that you can make your business a lot better. So until next time, you have a great day.